All right, welcome to the Owens Valley. We are at the very southern end of the Owens Valley. It's kind of a windy day. We are looking at some thunderstorms here later today, and but it's making it perfect out here right now. It's about 85 degrees, and it could easily be about 105, 110 right here. But we are getting away with it, that's for sure. So we are here to check out Fossil Falls. This is one of the more interesting stops here in the Owens Valley. Pretty popular nowadays. About 15-20 years ago, when I was first coming out, or actually 25 years ago, you could come out here and you could be here all day and you wouldn't see a person out here, not a soul. But it's out there now, and it's cool. It's a good place for people to get out of the car on the way to Mammoth or Tahoe and stretch the legs. So this is one of the first places that kind of piqued my interest for geology and just kind of the history of both the human history and the geologic history of the Owens Valley. There are so many things in this area to check out, including the volcanoes that you see in the distance up there. This is the Coso Range, and then of course you have this one right here, and this little cinder cone here is actually a cinder mine. Now you can check that out. They have this is the same stuff that you see in the old school barbecues or for landscaping, and there's a lot of lava in this area. You can see it right there, and these are big lava bombs that came out of the area. So these lava cones are considered, the volcanoes in this area are still considered active, and some of the most recent eruptions in the United States have happened right here. So under 1,000 years ago these were erupting. So let's go check it out. We are here to see Fossil Falls, and we'll talk about what Fossil Falls is once we get down the road over here to check it out. All right, let's go. So here we are. This is one of the original signs. That sign's been there since I've been coming here. Tells you where the falls are. Just a small little trail that leads off into the lava rocks. So let's go check it out. So as you make your way down this trail, it's pretty easy. There's some rough stretches, but for the most part, very easy trail. As you can see, I have my little one. Say hello. And you can make it here with just about anybody that can walk on their own. She found some lichen. Pretty neat. That's really old stuff, isn't it?
Yep.
And we are going to make our way through the lava field. So this lava flow is, there's actually several lava flows in the area, but some of the bigger bombs and stuff you see here are not that old, and a lot of this just came from right over here in the Coso Mountains. There's some pretty big cinder cone volcanoes not very far away. If you happen to come here and you bring your dog or kids, be very careful. There are a lot of rattlesnakes in the area, so just mind your peeps and keep them on the more populated areas of the trail instead of going off into the desert like out that way. You will definitely encounter snakes if you head off in that direction. So but we are going to follow this trail. All right, let's make some progress. So you can see the little ridge of lava right here in front of me, and the reason there were these ridges that look like that, like a wall of lava, is there was water here that used to come through right here. Some of the braided sections of the Owens River flowed right through here and actually off to the right and down in between over there where the trail goes. So about a quarter mile from the car, you're gonna get to where you're gonna begin to see some cliffs, and you're gonna see it in the frame right here, right in the middle of the screen. And this is how you know you're about to the falls. Now remember, these falls no longer flow water. Only during monsoon or really heavy thunderstorms basically will water make its way through here. You'll know if it recently rained, you will see a lot of water trapped among the rocks, little pools of water that all the animals out here love when that happens. But we're almost to the overlook of Fossil Falls. It's right there in front of us. Let's go check it out. Okay, so here's where the river came from, the Owens River, as it overflowed out of what is now Owens dry lake bed and meandered all the way and through the desert and ended up coming over this fall. Well, this was covered in a lot more dirt and lava, and what happened is the water scoured away the lava and carved out this little falls right here. So you can imagine a long time ago, 1,000 years ago, there would have been a bunch of natives right here. The Paiute, the southern Paiute, would have been sitting here, you know, hanging out, eating, sharpening arrows. They do find remnants, and we will go look for that out in the desert, but there are remnants of them being here, and in the form of petroglyphs and little shards of obsidian that is not from this area, is actually from closer to Mammoth Lakes, but they got their obsidian from up there and used to carve it in this area and make arrowheads and such. So anyway, pretty cool. So you can see there's these scoured out bowls like that one. That's about 3 feet deep, and that's what happens when the water is going over the falls right here, and it would swirl around and scour out these little holes. And so when you're in the area, be careful, and sometimes there are rattlesnakes in these little pits and stuff, so just be very cautious as you're in the area. If you come here and you're really quiet, you can hear some really interesting birds that live in this area, and you may even see some other animals. I know at night there are lots of scorpions out here. You can see them running around on the hot rocks. So bring a black light if you come out here at night, and you will be able to see that. So you guys can hear any wildlife. So right here you can see where the lava falls starts, and as it goes upriver it turns more to dirt. But that shows you we're literally standing what a long time ago would have been under probably about 8 to 10 feet of water just racing over right through all of this. It's amazing, guys. It's truly a fun place to come and just use your imagination of what it used to look like here 1,000 years ago. And like I said, every now and then a flash flood will come through here, and if you're here when that happens, it's going to be a magical thing to be able to see what people saw over 1,000 years ago in this same place. So as you're walking along the riverbed, keep an eye out for these pieces of obsidian. And as you can see, it is pretty see-through. This is not from around here. This is from the Mammoth area. And this was dropped 1,000 years ago by a southern Paiute. Pretty neat. And Sophia's finding all kinds of obsidian. But if you come here in the right time of day, in the afternoon, you can see the shimmer of it on the ground. Of all the pieces they left here. It's literally everywhere, guys. It's all over the ground. Yeah, there's a lot. But it's pretty neat. So you got to keep your eye out when you're in the area. You might see a petroglyph, and this is one of the better ones in the area. This one has been well protected, and it's good to see that it's still hidden. It has like a eagle feather at the bottom, and you can see it goes up. Some see like a woman's face in that, and you can even see like a little face. But the bighorn sheep, it's so cool, guys. I've seen this, I found this one like 25 years ago, and it's still here, still looking good, undisturbed. I love it. I did not think that this one was gonna last that long, but it's still here, looking beautiful. Awesome. So make sure when you're walking back, you imagine as you're walking through this ancient riverbed of what it was like 1,000 years ago and what it sounded like when all that water was rushing through here. It must have been an amazing thing to hear and see. And what a nice thing to have out here in the middle of the desert, to have this cold river to dive into and cool off and drink. And I'm sure it attracted quite a lot of animals. Just a beautiful place. Hasn't changed much. A little bit has improved where you park, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. No graffiti and trash. And please, guys, let's keep it that way. And it'll be here for many, many generations to come. Well, just an amazing sight, guys. That was incredible. As you can see, you can bring the wee ones out here and enjoy the hike together as a family. If you come in the summer, I mean, it's about 100 out here right now. It got warm. The clouds broke up, and it gets real warm out here. So just be careful when you're hiking around, you don't get lost. If you hike out far enough in this area, especially if you go upriver, it can all start to look the same and you can get in danger. So keep an eye on that hill in the background there, that big volcano, and that'll help tell you which direction your car is at. Just remember, the parking lot is off to the left of that, and you'll likely find this trail and you can make your way back.